So I'm just temporarily using this area that will be our part of our expo booth as an unpacking area. This is our first box of Copperfox horses. There are 4 of these, and this is actually the smaller box. So it will be a lot of work. I don't anticipate finishing this all tonight. I will actually be surprised if I even get through 1 box of these horses, but they need to be started on, so that's what we're doing. These packages came all the way from the UK. They were shipped by UPS and they arrived in less than a week. They just some phenomenal shipping time on part of UPS. This appears to be one of the boxes with the new stock in it. Or maybe not. Actually, I think Becky just put these Copperfox lids on top to give the box reinforcement. And then, oh, thank you, Becky. It's here, spare pegs. If any of you have the Copperfox Welsh Cob, the pegs on him are replaceable. And we do have some replacement pegs. So if you got a Welsh Cob from us, you could get a replacement peg from us. And this guide, I believe this is the, this is a body for my artist friend, Aidan Watrous. It's the Welsh Cob mold, and she will be redoing him as a steampunk horse. You can see some of Elaine's work on our YouTube channel as well as on our website. So this is a Copperfox second, which means second meaning that he's not perfect and he might have a little flaw or two. So he's not obviously heavily flawed, but this will be a horse that is customized. So I will put him back, and I will set this one aside for Elaine, because this one is going to the Horse Expo and will be handed over to Elaine to work her little magic hands on. And I will go ahead and put him up there for now. And then we have, oh boy, I got a, this is a Copperfox hoodie. I bought me a Copperfox hoodie. If any of you would like Copperfox attire and are able to pick them up at any of our events, please let me know and I can order some for you. Now, I'm going to show you the inside of this box. It has lots of foam. This is the foam that you see on the inside of Copperfox boxes, and it's lining this, which is a box of seconds. Now, seconds are the horses that have not met the standards of perfection via Copperfox, and they're being sold as shelf models or possibly bodies. So I'm just going to make a huge mound of these, and we'll open them up and see what we have. Becky very nicely made me some signs. I was scrambling to try to make up some signs for these horses for the Western States Horse Expo, and Becky was super duper awesome, and she made me some signs and saved me a lot of time. Now these guys are very well bubble wrapped, and there are layers of coat between them. You can see the box. So plenty of padding for these guys, and I'm anticipating that they all made this journey quite safely. And then, oh my gosh, this is how I pack the bottom of the boxes too. I find that you will fit the most horses in a box if you line them standing up. And that is what Becky has done. She's lined them all standing up on the bottom row. So there's a ton of horses down here. And I'll just pull them out. I'm going to pile them on the table. And I want to open every one of these. And then my plan is to put them on a shelf. And at a later date, hopefully this week, I'll get back here and I will tag them, and after they are tagged and priced, they will get rewrapped, reboxed, and then they will get loaded into the trailer, which is actually pretty much already loaded for the Western States Horse Expo as far as our Breyer stock goes. Now, obviously, I just showed you our booth setup, which is right here. So all of the shelving still needs to be packed up into the trailer. I believe that the banners and stuff are already in there. So this is some nice high quality bubble wrap. Hey, this kind of looks like my little lone pony crack table, don't you guys think? Okay, so what we have here are, oh, I bought some awesome Copperfox brooches. These are little pins of the Copperfox box. Very cool. We'll have these for sale at the Western States Horse Expo. Put them over here with the pegs so they don't get lost. And I am going to try to keep this bubble wrap in good shape because it's nice bubble wrap. And I should be able to just wrap the horses right back up in it. If I can get the tape off, but I might want to start cutting tape so I don't rip it all. I have a really bad habit of ripping bubble wrap in it. It frustrates me. Ooh. This one is glossy. And you know what I should have done, guys? I should have taken a glance at the Copperfox site so that I could tell you who everyone is. Because I'm not all that familiar with them, but I know this one is Percival, and he's a glossy. This is a seconds model. As you can see, the seconds model are signed on the belly as such, Copperfox second. They do not come with a box. They do not come with a certificate of authenticity. And to clarify, each Copperfox horse is limited to 250 or less. And this does not include seconds. So the seconds are on top of the 250 because they're not issued with the certificates or anything like that. So the Copperfox seconds are in addition to the regular runs. Typically, there have been some runs where the seconds were included in the total run number, but to my knowledge, currently the Copperfox seconds are not being included in the total of 250. I'm guessing all the pegs were in that bag for all the seconds as well. So when I start getting too many horses here, I'll pull out those pegs and start standing them up. I believe this one is the Connemara pony, and this is the lovely Marble. He's I think a Bay Pinto, very pretty. He has very soft markings on his edge. The markings, unlike, say, the more complicated pattern on Birdie, where you'll see a bit of a raised edge. It's a very sharp edge. This guy has softer edges to his markings. Really pretty. We're just going to put Mr. Marble there. Hold up the bubble wrap a little here so we have some more room. So all the way down there you can see Mr. Marble, and Mr. Percival is lying on his side. This is another Welsh Cob, so he will get to lie down next to Percival. And this is actually a Percival as well. But I believe I only ordered one glossy, and again, these are seconds. So this fellow is most likely the matte version. And the good and the bad of this is great tape, so it's really sticking quite well. So obviously it's doing its job, but it's also hard to get off. But that's okay. We'd rather the horses arrive in one piece. So I would love to hear if any of you have Copperfox horses. I know they're a fairly new line to the US, although they have been promoted quite a bit in the UK. Oh my gosh, this is a glossy too. How cool is that? I honestly don't remember what I ordered, so this is going to be a surprise. And I think that Becky likely substituted some as well. She has such limited stock of these horses that her stock for Copperfox ambassadors often varies. If you order from her website, you're obviously going to get the model that you order, but if you're ordering in large quantities, like the Copperfox ambassadors, you might get a substitution here or there. we're going up, and you can see he is labeled as a second. I'm going to put Mr. Glossy Percival, both by his friend Mr. Glossy Percival. And I can't tell you how nice it is to have this space. Typically, I would be doing this in my house on the kitchen table, and I would have cleaned off the kitchen table to be doing all this. And then after everything was all packed up or unpacked, and then I would be cleaning the kitchen table. I would be finding space for the horses. I would be fighting off the cats who would be trying to jump into the packaging and knock the models over. I'd be dealing with people going in and out of the house by the front door. So this is really nice. And I'm hoping to set up my office here too, so that I can have a quiet, dedicated workspace, which is something that I do not have at home. And it's really hard. If any of you guys work at home, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's just always these little distractions going on, so it's really hard to concentrate. This one is a gorgeous matte Percival. So this is the same guy as before, but in the matte finish. He's very, very matte. And again, he is labeled as a Copperfox second on his belly. We'll put him over with the glossy Percivals. I'm going to try to make the Percivals share some more room here so that we can fit them. And actually, I'm not sure. I need to recheck that first black Welsh cub that I pulled out. His name is Tiger Woods. I forgot that one of them was a replacement. We received a flawed Tiger Woods in our first shipment, and Becky went ahead and replaced him. And she also sent us a Tiger Woods body. So now I'm not so sure if that is the second or the first quality. We'll have to take a look at his belly. And I'm really glad that these are signed, because that'll make it a lot easier. I won't have to be looking them over for flaws and wondering, hey, is this a first or is this a second? So Copperfox has made it very, very clear what's the second, and the customer knows exactly what they're going with getting. So there's no going to be any passing these seconds off as first qualities by people touching them up, because they are signed as seconds. And they are not issued with certificates of authenticity. So while you cannot get a certificate of authenticity for your second Copperfox, you can go to the Copperfox Horses website and you can print off the information about each one. Like, so if you're showing your Copperfox second in collectabilities class, you can go to their website and print off the information about that particular horse. You won't have a certificate, but you'll have all the information that you need for collectability. This one is, oh, this is one of my favorites. This is Lakeview Knight. He's the Connemara pony in a light devil gray. He is a matte finish. Very handsome. Very handsome. I'm so excited to have all these. So excited. I wish I could keep them all. I mean, how cool would that be? Can you imagine like getting a shipment like this and being like, yeah, these are all mine. But I have plenty of horses. A couple of you have actually asked, I said, how many horses do you have? The first answer I'm going to give you is I have absolutely no idea. But I can take a guess at it. My personal collection is almost exclusively Breyer custom model horses. And then I have a few sentimental pieces in there, like prize models that I have won with my custom horses, or that were gifts to me, or ones that I really, really like Osei Alborozo, because I really, really like Alborozo. And there are some Proto-Arabian mares in my collection. So I'm going to say that my personal collection numbers about 200. And the sales horses that we have an absolutely huge number of sales horses. Oh, this guy is Cadno. He is absolutely gorgeous. Check out the seal bay. Gorgeous shading. I kept one of these for myself, or purchased one for myself, so I do have one of these at the house for me because he is just so gorgeous. And maybe when I get all these out, I'll be able to do a variation comparison. That would be fun. See, that's something like I think would be fun. I don't know if you other people would think, oh my gosh, this lady is crazy. But in general, you know, hey, we're model horse collectors, so we do things like that. This one is another Welsh Cub. I think it is Percival. And I'm guessing it's the matte finish, because again, I don't remember Becky having a lot of stock on the glossies. Oh, and I forgot to say, you know, we are opening our store on the 4th of July after the parade, and we will be selling these Copperfox horses in the store as well. So what doesn't sell at the Western States Horse Expo will come home with us, and will then be offered for sale in our store, along with lots of Breyer horses and assorted toys. So it's really going to be a lot of model horses, and we're going to start out with just kind of a smaller number of toys. We're getting a feel for what people want and need in this town. There is no toy store, and there is Walmart, so we're going to be very careful not to carry what Walmart carries, because we can't compete with Walmart. No one can compete with Walmart, but at least for the beginning, there's going to be just an enormous number of model horses, because we have a huge inventory, which goes back to how many model horses do we have. So, excluding stablemates and excluding bodies, I'm going to say that we probably have around 3,000 horses. And that is probably a low estimate. And that would include brand new Breyer stock, which would be current run stock that's still in the box. That would include the web special runs, Premier Club models, Vintage Club models, Collectors Club models, and then it would include the what I consider to be pre-owned, meaning that they've been in someone's collection before, or they've been displayed, and that is the majority of our inventory at the moment. I have a feeling it might be shifting more towards new stock. Our sales on eBay have primarily in the past been focused on selling these used horses, and they have sold very quickly, and there was a great market for them. But these past few months, our eBay sales have been almost none. So it's very possible that we'll be shifting away to primarily new stock. This is again Cadno on the Connemara Pony Mole. Gorgeous color. We'll put him next to the other gorgeous Cadno. I'll give you a little look-see of what we have left to unpack still. See that pile there? Okay, if I can get the camera back where it was. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 horses to go. And that is just one of the 4 boxes. So I don't know that I will have time to make a video of unwrapping all of these lovely Copperfox horses. It would be fun, and it would be awesome, but we're coming up on BreyerFest really quickly, and I just don't know that I'll have time to do that. But I wanted to at least get this first box unboxed on video so you all could see these wonderful Copperfox seconds, and hopefully you could learn a little bit more about them. And if you have any questions about the Copperfox seconds, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer questions. These will be at a lower price point than the Copperfox First, and they will also well, we won't. We don't sell online. We don't sell any Copperfox horses online. But one of the bonuses of if you purchase a Copperfox horse online, that's the second without a box, is the box adds quite a bit of weight. So shipping them without the box saves you weight. And that equates to quite a few dollars when you're shipping. And this also, I guess I should address I get a lot of emails about selling Copperfox horses online. There are Copperfox ambassadors like us. We are not allowed to sell online. We're only allowed to sell face-to-face. That's just how it is, so I'm sorry. No, I cannot sell online, but if you want to have somebody pick your model up for you at one of the events or at the store, you are most welcome. That is within the rules. This is another lovely, lovely cano. I just love this bay. It's the most gorgeous bay. I think this was one of my very favorite colors. We got a couple of him in our first shipment, and it's just a gorgeous color. I hope that this green wall back there, now that I'm looking at it, isn't making these horses look green, because they're not green. They're really pretty. Now Becky of Copperfox, who is the owner, she does almost all of this exclusively by herself. I think she mentioned she might have one person that helps her, but it might just be her. So from start to finish, she goes over to the factory, she inspects all the horses, she oversees the painting, she's in charge of making sure that the quality control is where it needs to be, and then she ships them over to the UK, where she operates her shipping from. So if you go to the Copperfox website and you purchase a horse from Copperfox, that will be shipped from the UK directly from Becky. And before she ships out, Becky again inspects every single one of these horses by hand. So she is doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, although I'm not really inspecting these right now. I'm more unwrapping and getting them to a point where they can be inspected. I think it'll be faster if I can get these all unwrapped and lined up and then just come through here with my tags and do the inspecting at that point. But Becky is just incredible because I know just how much time goes into inspecting and packaging horses, and I can't imagine the amount of work that she does. So she's just an incredible, incredible lady. We will also have some of these Copperfox horses for sale at the Clarion at BreyerFest, which is held in Lexington, Kentucky in July. We are in room 228, which I believe is above the lobby on the second floor. So we will have a number of these Copperfox seconds, and then we will probably have some retired Breyer stock. We're not planning on bringing any current Breyer stock because we're just going to have a lot of limited room in the car. This is marble, again with the pretty soft markings on the Connemara mold. And at BreyerFest we will also have custom horses by Aidan Watrous. Again, you can see her wonderful steampunk creations on our website, and they have their very own YouTube videos. So we will have a number of those for sale in our Clarion Room. And I hope that you guys will come by and take a look if you're there, and I hope that you'll come by and say hi. I'm really excited to meet some of you. It's like, I am horrible with faces too, so if I don't recognize you, please don't be offended. That's just the way I am. Like, probably I would recognize your model horse, but I would not recognize you. That's just how I am. But I would love to meet everyone. So if you're going to BreyerFest, please come by Clarion Room 228 and say hi. I'm trying to think of something fun that we can do from our room too. So if anyone has any ideas, I'm all ears. And then just kind of, I'm thinking out loud here, because we will be so limited in the number of horses that we're bringing, we might consider taking some commissions to sell from our hotel room. And then I was talking about selling commissions in the store and online, now that we have this extra room. So that's also an option. Typically we only purchase collections in bulk, and in bulk I mean like 30 to 3,000 horses. Shipping has gone up so much that it's really hard to ship any collections in bulk anymore. So I don't think we'll be doing much of that. But we have been considering taking commissions and selling commissions online and through our store. So if you're interested, drop me a note and maybe we can work something out. Or likewise, we might be able to take some commissions on in our room at BreyerFest, since we will be bringing such limited stock, and we'll have actually an entire room dedicated to model horse sales, We're not even sleeping in the Clarion. That room is just going to be our room for model horses. For those of you who don't know, at the Clarion, you can reserve your room for the next BreyerFest when you check out of the hotel. And if you do not do this, you have a chance of losing your room, meaning it's not automatically reserved for you. And on the date that the Clarion opens to take hotel reservations, that means you'll have to call their phone number and try your luck with getting through to them on the phone and reserving a hotel room. So that's part of the reason that why we keep this room. Like last year we didn't use it at all, but we wanted to be sure that we had a Clarion room, so we used it, or we had the Clarion room just in case we wanted it. This one's a different mold. I think I know what this one is. This one's gonna be cool. I think it's the only one I got of this particular model. And this is the Exmoor pony, who is so super cute. Now I'm gonna flat out tell you, I saw this horse on the Copperfox website and I didn't like it. And then we received some with our first shipment of Copperfoxes, and oh my gosh, this is the cutest little pony mold. It's just adorable. So really, take a look at this one in person because her pictures just do not do her justice. Try and think, I think this one is named Henrietta. It's the black and white pinto. And she is also produced in this absolutely gorgeous seal bay, just like you see the Exmoor pony, the real breed, with the gray shading on her muzzle and on her ears. And she is the cutest little pony, and she comes with her very own book. I believe we have one of those in stock. She's just adorable. This one is the glossy version of Henrietta, and again, all these that you see here in the bubble wrap, these are seconds. And I'm trying and failing to get all this tape off of here. Because I just think I will rewrap these horses back up in their original bubble wrap because it's really nice bubble wrap. Okay, so here we have the gorgeous glossy Henrietta. We do have some of these in first quality in matte, but not in glossy. So you can see that she is clearly signed as a second, and I'm guessing, just as an example, that this one is a second because if you look on the top of her rump there, she's got a little black spot. And that's the kind of flaws that you'll see on these second quality models. Ooh, we're down to 2. Who will it be? And then after these 2, there's only 3 more boxes of Copperfox horses to unpack. Woohoo! But right now, my son is, he's playing at the playground, which is only a couple blocks away. So I'm going to go drop in on him and make sure everything is kosher and he's behaving. He's a really good boy. If you didn't know, my son's name is Aidan. I mentioned that. But I want to make sure that I get over there and drop in and check on him and make sure everything's cool. We have a really nice it's named Front Street Park, and it has a kids playground, and it has some picnic tables, and it has the city swimming pool, as well as the city board building. It has barbecues. It had horseshoe pits. I think those went away. And it has a disc golf course, full disc golf course, which is very popular. I see people playing it all the time. And if you play Pokemon, like me, there are 3 Pokestops down at Front Street Park. This is another gorgeous marble. This is the Connemara mold. There we have a gorgeous marble, so it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 marbles. I'm gonna line these all up like in matching color too. So So you get a count of who's here. I parked my car down at the park, and I walked over here carrying a pair of scissors, a razor knife, and a tripod. So that was kind of awkward. I hadn't thought about that, but I think I'll leave those in the store. I'm trying to think if I can do without those for the night, and I think I can. I don't want to go walking down the street again with a razor. That was not a lot of great forethought on my part. Oh my gosh, can't believe that I've been unwrapping these horses for 30 minutes and this was just one box of them. My. And I still want to line them all up. Show you any variations that I spot. I don't know if I'll have time for that. And you guys know, if you get bored watching these videos, just skip ahead. I won't have any hurt feelings. Okay, so here is another Lakeview 9. He's the Connemara in a beautiful white dapple gray. And these are, oh, and the one other thing I want to do is I wanted to check this birdie to, just to know if this was a first or second. And since Becky has very carefully labeled every single one as a second or a first, you should know fairly easily. And I stuck him to the tape. Fantastic. So he is labeled as a second. And actually, you know what, now that I think about that, I should have known that because the first will come boxed with his certificate of authenticity. So let me untape this dude. Sorry, Mr. Tiger Woods. This guy we do have in stock in first quality. So again, these are all second qualities. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line them all up. These are our pegs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So Becky sent me one extra peg for a horse that had a broken peg in our first shipment. So these all belong to these wonderful Percivals. There are 2 mats. And one of the wonderful things about this peg is it's not glued into the hole. It's tight fitting, but it's not glued. So if it ever breaks, you can get it out of there and replace it. And like you're seeing with this one, sometimes their holes are sized a little bit differently. So if one peg doesn't fit, you can try another one. And I'm actually thinking that's going to take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to put their pegs in right now. But I will line up all these wonderful Connemara ponies so we can see who we have. So we're going to put, let's say we'll put Cadno on the end. Mr. Cadno. I love this horse. I love his color. You absolutely must see this horse in person because his color is gorgeous. And then I'm going to, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Cadnos. And then we have 1, 2, 3 marbles. And 1, well, you know what, because there's not a lot of space on this table, we're going to put the 1 Glossy Henry out of there. And then we have 1, 2, 3 Lakeview Knights. And we have Percivals who are lying on the end here. So we have the 2 glossy Percivals, and we have the 2 matte Percivals. And then I'll show you the difference. The gloss is fairly thick, and it really makes their color pop. So this is the glossy version of Percival, and this is the matte version of Percival. And the lighting in here isn't great, but I think you can at least see that one's glossy. But I really think that the glossy coat makes the color pop, so I really like these glossies. am so bold, I'm going to try to pick this camera up, so bear with me for just a moment with all this shaking, and then I'm going to try to give you a close-up. Here we have Lakeview Night. And this camera is actually, it's facing the other direction, so I can't see what I'm showing you, and I hope I'm showing you the horse. That's Lakeview Night. And this is the glossy Henrietta. I don't think I can get an angle for you to see her side. Oh, there we go. There's Henrietta. And then we have Marble. Look at all those marbles lined up in a row. So pretty. I can give you an overhead view though. Okay, so there's Marble. And here we're coming across the front of Cadno. And we'll be able to see his side because he's standing on the end here. Isn't he pretty? And here we have Glossy Percival and Glossy Percival. Oops, I don't want to knock their tail on the other table. And we have Matte Percival. And we have Matte Percival. Oh, and we have this Tiger Woods, who already has a home. And he will be traveling around to horse expos with me once he is customized. I'm really excited because I really love Elaine's work and I really love Copperfox horses, and I think that will be a good thing to happen. I'm so happy. Look at all these Copperfox horses, and I still have 3 more boxes of them. Okay, so I need to go check on Mr. Aidan, see how he's doing at the playground. Thanks so much for watching, guys.